了400万投资的民宿，今天营业额这不一定。
我投了3600万做民宿，昨天的营业额才784块钱。
Recently, a story about a college student who started a business has gone viral across China's internet. Lan Qingxia, a sophomore in Zhejiang Province, didn't achieve her desired results on the college entrance examination, but refused to settle for mediocrity. While still in university, she successfully applied for a loan of 2 million yuan, approximately $300,000, and returned to her hometown to renovate her ancestral home into a boutique B&B. Now her annual revenue has exceeded 1.5 million, achieving an astonishing leap. However, this video has been ridiculed online in China. Why? In this video, we observe the desperate state of China's homestay industry. Lan Qingxia's video shows a small courtyard enclosed by elegant white walls, pear blossoms swaying in the spring breeze, and a cute little dog strolling along a cobbled path. Coupled with a stereotypical image of a Generation Z independent operator, zero family dependence, rising from the depths of despair to the pinnacle of wealth. It went viral across social media platforms within just a few days. However, this beautiful scene has pierced the hearts of countless young people. One person wrote, "As an official media outlet, it should have a sense of social responsibility, base its decisions on facts, and uphold journalistic ethics." Another commented, "A sophomore girl with orders booked 3 years in advance, a loan of 2 million yuan, and a revenue of 10 million yuan. Whose princess is this? Only the rich and powerful can achieve this." Another wrote, "Don't be like that. Is it really that hard to tell the truth?" Many rational netizens quietly began verifying the data, using only a few basic operational parameters to completely deconstruct and reconstruct this multi-million yuan wealth illusion. A seasoned operator with over 8 years of experience in the homestay industry, driven by professional instinct, retrieved back-end data from multiple booking platforms and meticulously verified the revenue logic item by item. The primary fact, this brand's physical homestays only have 15 rooms. Of these, only 4 to 5 rooms have legal accommodation qualifications and are regularly open to the public. If it truly achieves the advertised 1.5 million annual revenue, it must meet a stringent financial model. Daily net income of no less than $4,500. Further, converted to available rooms, each room must contribute at least $300 in daily income. And this must be based on an extreme premise: 365 days a year, zero vacancy rate, ignoring holiday fluctuations, weather effects, and market cycles. This was impossible even during the peak of the homestay industry, let alone in China's current economic downturn. Some asked, on what basis can Chinese financial institutions grant a 2 million yuan credit line to a full-time student with no social security payment record, no proof of fixed assets, no continuous income, and no credit history? Having learned countless lessons, Chinese netizens quickly saw through the intention behind this officially promoted viral video. The entire video repeatedly emphasizes, college students easily obtain 2 million yuan in loans, relaxed policies, preferential interest rates, and rapid return on investment. It deliberately avoids key risk warnings such as property mortgage requirements, third-party guarantee thresholds, and the consequences of overdue payments, essentially sending the wrong signal to young people. The threshold for starting a business with loans is extremely low, returns are highly certain, and risks are controllable. The aim is to encourage more people to join the ranks of those seeking entrepreneurial loans. The video was released in late June, around the time China's college entrance examination results were announced. Chinese students are in a highly sensitive state. Pushing out messages like, even with poor exam results you can still earn millions, at this time precisely soothes the hearts of young people whose exam results aren't good enough. The story of Lan Qingxia can be seen as a cognitive intervention specifically targeting teenagers with limited experience and immature judgment. It creates a false consensus. As long as you work hard enough, dare to take on debt, and are willing to endure hardship, ordinary people can replicate a wealth miracle. This is a sophisticated brainwashing technique and a skill for maintaining party stability accumulated by the CCP's mouthpieces over more than 70 years of operation. Unfortunately, China's economic decline is too rapid, and no matter how sophisticated the methods, they are no longer effective. China's B&B industry was once seen as poetry and distant dreams. During China's economic rise, as countless Chinese families thought they had entered the middle class, the homestay industry has expanded rapidly in a decade. Statistics show that the number of B&Bs in China has soared from about 30,000 in 2014 to over 300,000 in 2024. However, over the past 2 years as a member of the service industry, it has experienced an unprecedented winter. Summer vacation, usually the peak season for revenue, has been unusually sluggish, with many operators lamenting, "Last year was terrible, this year is even worse." The peak season is gone, the high season is weak, and the industry bubble is bursting at an accelerated pace. This summer's peak season isn't even over yet, and online, the owners are already lamenting their predicaments. This year, business is really tough. I've been in the B&B business for 10 years, and this year is the hardest I've ever experienced. Before, with guest houses, you could easily get bookings by lowering prices, and occupancy rates would go up. But now, even lowering prices doesn't work. We have 5 guest houses on the island with over 50 rooms as the B&B, and we built a swimming pool, spending so much money on it and a yard. At this B&B, we have invested over $300,000 or 2 million yuan, but it still struggles to attract business. Currently, consumer confidence is extremely low. Before opening a B&B, everyone talks about poetry and distant dreams. After opening it, you'll know what reality is like. A real struggle. It's all tears. Today, I came to our place to check on our situation. I just want to advise those who are about to enter the homestay industry. Be cautious, very cautious. July should be peak tourist season in Krogos this year. Please watch the video below to see the situation at our store. Look how badly our homestay is doing these past few days. Chinese media reports that popular destinations such as Himu in Zhejiang, Dali in Yunnan, and Anya in Hebei are experiencing massive vacancies. Last year, a homestay operator in Dali revealed that while bookings at Erhai Lake used to need to be made a month in advance during peak season, now it's still easy to book close to departure. In the popular tourist destination of Anya, some owners even said the occupancy rate in June 2025 was halved compared to last year, and there were no inquiries even during the peak season in July. This year is even worse. Dali, ancient city in Yunnan Province, China, is a popular tourist and leisure destination. According to official data released by Dali, as of the end of 2024, there were 7,007 operating guest houses in Dali Prefecture, with 68,300 rooms and 103,200 beds. This proliferation of guest houses is now facing serious trouble. 9 out of 10 guest houses are empty. Many bosses have expressed their panic online. Let me tell you, the 7,000 guest houses in Dali are collectively collapsing. Some people sold their houses in Beijing to open guest houses on Erhai Lake, and now they can't even get their transfer fees back. Dali has never lacked sentimentality. What it lacks is a sentimentality to survive. The real reason for the collapse is only one. When sentimentality starts to be mass-produced, the sentimentality itself will be rapidly devalued. Look at the guest houses in Dali now. White walls, raw wood, wabi-sabi style, courtyards full of reeds and eucalyptus. They add a caption, "Time slows down in Dali." The blogger said that when you first see such guest houses, you are indeed amazed. But now, most guest houses are similar, and after seeing so many, tourists inevitably experience aesthetic fatigue and feel a lack of novelty. Recently, many friends have asked me about the wave of homestay transfers in Dali. Is it possible to find a bargain now? Indeed, since last year, my homestay owners in Dali have terminated their leases and left, returning the courtyards directly to the landlords. On the surface, rents have dropped, transfer fees have been halved, and opportunities seem everywhere. But hold on, there are 3 major problems behind this wave of transfers. First, the market is overheated. There are nearly 9,000 homestays in Dali now, but tourist stays are getting shorter and shorter, leading to oversupply. The blogger says the second reason is tightening policies. In the past, it was possible to operate without a license, but now fire safety and hygiene permits are both required. Missing either is unacceptable. Many small homestays only make $1,400 to $2,800 a year, which simply cannot cover these compliance costs. Third, there is severe homogenization. The same white walls, greenery, and trendy swings have become too commonplace for tourists, leading to aesthetic fatigue. Therefore, simply taking over a guest house from someone else is likely a trap. You're inheriting high rents, outdated business models, and low foot traffic. He cautioned everyone to avoid these pitfalls. The downturn in Dali's guesthouse market is a microcosm of the difficulties faced by the traditional tourism industry in recent years. In the summer of 2026, traditional travel agencies and scenic spots simultaneously experienced a market downturn. Chinese media reported that many travel agencies stated, this summer orders for traditional group tours have plummeted by 50%. Therefore, the plight of guesthouse owners in Dali reflects the challenges faced by their counterparts in other Chinese cities. If this is the situation during peak season, the off-season is to be expected. What truly crushes guesthouse owners is the long off-season. No guests, yet rent, utilities, property management fees, and other expenses cannot be reduced. The persistent imbalance between income and expenditure makes it difficult for many guesthouses to survive. How difficult is the business this year? I've been running a guest house for 3 years. In previous years, I could barely survive on holidays. But this off-season has kept me up at night. This large guest house is completely empty. I'm the only one managing it. To put it nicely, I'm the boss of a guest house. To put it bluntly, I'm a volunteer housekeeper. To attract just a few more customers, I've kept lowering the prices. After deducting rent, cleaning, utilities, and supplies, a whole day's work is essentially for nothing. Pingtan City in Fujian Province is very close to Taiwan Island and used to be a hub for Taiwanese businessmen. With the departure of these businessmen, the city's economy quickly declined.
2026年平潭民宿现状
The current state of B&Bs in Pingtong in 2026. I quit my job to open a B&B thinking that a secluded spot by the sea and a courtyard would provide my ideal retirement life. Only after entering the industry did I realize how fiercely competitive it is. After the pandemic, as the B&B business began to improve, new B&Bs opened one after another in the surrounding area. Chain hotels in Pingtong County sprang up everywhere, all with the same trendy Instagram-worthy decor. The bloggers said that during the off-season, B&Bs drastically lower prices, driving room prices down to extremely low levels. Although they still receive a few bookings each day, after deducting labor, utilities, and other operating costs, they barely make any money. The only times that B&Bs are truly fully booked are during the May Day holiday, summer vacation, and National Day. For the rest of the year, the rooms are basically empty. China experienced over 2 decades of economic growth. During that period, tourism became an annual must-do for affluent families. Starting in 2017, Chinese television stations launched a series of similar programs. Slow-paced variety shows like Dear Inn and Youth Hostel emphasizing a tranquil lifestyle. Viewers witnessed a lifestyle of cooking and relaxing in idyllic countryside far removed from the hustle and bustle of city life. This resonated deeply with many living in concrete jungles. The growing consumer demand and the yearning of rural life perfectly aligned, giving rise to the homestay market. However, in the past 2 years, China's economy has experienced a rapid decline. A large number of middle-class families are disappearing rapidly, and many families' consumption patterns are shifting accordingly. Therefore, tourist needs have changed. They are no longer solely concerned with good photos, but prioritize value for money and unique experiences. Under this dual pressure, homestay owners are increasingly in panic. I just want to ask all you guesthouse bosses, how are you doing? It's been 2 months since the beginning of May, and the number of guests have been extremely low, with very low occupancy rates. Every day, looking at the empty rooms and the deserted courtyard, I feel panicked and helpless. Recently, the situation has been the same. We're barely managing to cover the basic wages of our workers. We're doing our best to stay afloat. The cost is a constant pressure. The blogger lamented, "To outsiders, we guesthouse owners seem to have a leisurely and glamorous life. But only we ourselves know that many of us are actually struggling, gritting our teeth and holding on, just unwilling to give up easily." Consumers are becoming more pragmatic. What are they pursuing? Saving money wherever possible. Didn't I mention it before? In our guesthouse village, there are tons of people on weekends and holidays, but they don't spend any money. They bring their food and drinks in the morning, pitch a tent, set up a canopy, and spread their bedding on the grass. They just stay there all day. How can you expect to make money from them? A netizen shared his travel experience in the comments section. He said he traveled all over the country, initially preferring guest houses, but now he's completely returned to hotels because he pays less and less attention to decorating styles when choosing accommodations while traveling. His core requirements are only 3 points: cleanliness, high cost-performance ratio, and fair price. I was instantly speechless after reading this comment because everything he said made perfect sense. In the 6 years I've run a guest house, I've also noticed a change in our customer base. Almost all our guests are families gathering or company team building events. Individual travelers are extremely rare. This guesthouse owner lamented that 10 years ago, guesthouses were a utopia for urban white-collar workers, representing an idealized lifestyle. However, with the current economic downturn and contraction, people's consumption habits have undergone a dramatic change, from pursuing ambience to being more budget-conscious. Against this backdrop, homestays are being rapidly phased out by the market. Actually, the reason why homestays are not profitable is that consumers have changed, and the consumer group is becoming increasingly younger, which is an inevitable result. It's just that for some reasons, many people feel that changes are too fast, and they can't adapt to them. In recent years, whether it's farmhouses, homestays, or agritainment camps, they have clearly felt that it's difficult to operate. The main reason is that the business projects are too singular, the style is outdated, and the business model is not suitable for today's young consumer group. In recent years, the main consumer group has changed from those born in the 60s, 70s, and 80s to those born in the 90s and 2000s. There are significant differences in these perspectives, preferences, and consumption habits. Seeing this and looking back at the story of Lan Qingxia, the sophomore girl who opened a homestay, doesn't it seem absurd? Some scholars summarize China's current characteristics of strong production and exports, while consumption and investment are weakening as a K-shaped differentiation. China's current K-shaped economy can be mainly characterized by a stark contrast between booming exports and sluggish consumption, extremely concentrated corporate profits, and wealth and social stratification. A Japanese resident in Shanghai, Xiao Hui, published an article on July 9th, offering her interpretation of the Chinese economy. This Japanese lady believes that one of the realities reflecting in China's super K-shaped economy is the former middle class is being reduced to gig workers. The old value of hard work pays off among the middle and low income groups has been shaken, and the sale of shortcuts through lotteries and various scams are rampant. However, this Japanese lady hasn't fully grasped that some of these alternative lotteries are actually being marketed by the CCP to people in dire straits, such as by encouraging them to take out high-interest loans from banks and open guest houses. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.